Very good morning, children. Children, today we'll discuss some important formulas related to chapter number 4, that is moving charges and magnetism. So let us see first formula, that is Biot-Savart law. What is Biot-Savart law? What will be the formula? That is delta B is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal sin theta upon r square. So this is the formula by which we can able to find the strength of magnetic field at a point which is r unit away from conductor carrying current of magnitude I. So let us see the vector form of Biot-Savart law, that is dB is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi ideal cross r cap upon r square, where r cap is the unit vector. So further it can be written as dV or delta B is equals to the small strength of small magnetic field, that is delta B due to small current element delta L is equals to delta B is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi I dl cross vector r upon r q. You know r cap is equals to vector r upon r. So when you replace this r cap by vector r upon r, so we'll get mu naught upon 4 pi I dl cross r upon r q. So this is the vector form of Biot-Savart law. Let us see next formula, that is a magnetic field due to a straight wire carrying a current. So this is the formula. Suppose this is a straight current carrying conductor. Suppose P be the point at which we have to calculate the strength of magnetic field. This P is a unit away from this conductor. So the strength of magnetic field at P will be B is equals to mu naught into 2I upon 4 pi A. Further it can be written as B is equals to mu naught I upon 2 pi A. And see, ये बच्चों जो है, suppose if the direction of current is from bottom to top, that is if the direction of current is upward, then how can you make the magnetic field line? So this is how can you make the magnetic field line by using right hand curl rule. And if the direction of current is downward, then the direction of magnetic field will also be opposite. So you are supposed to remember how can we make a magnetic field line if the direction of current is upward. On the other hand, how can we make the magnetic field line if the direction of electric current is downward. So let us see next formula, that is magnetic field due to a circular loop current carrying. So what will be the strength of magnetic field at a point which lies on the axis of circular loop? So that will be B is equals to mu naught I a square upon 2 in bracket a square plus x square raised to the power of 3 by 2, where mu naught I a sin of I are constant and integral delta L or dl, that is equals to circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi a, and r and sin phi are replaced with measurable and constant value. So you are supposed to remember this formula, mu naught I a square upon 2 in bracket a square plus x square raised to the power of 3 by 2. This is the strength of magnetic field at a point lies on the axis of a circular current carrying loop. Next formula, see what will be the magnetic field at the center of the loop. So it will be B is equals to mu naught I upon 2r. और ये इसी फार्मूले का यूज़ हम लोगों ने क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 को सॉल्व करने के लिए किया है बच्चों. जो एक्सरसाइज इस चैप्टर के एक्सरसाइज में जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है उसका सॉल्यूशन हम लोग इसी क्वेश्चन इसी फॉर्मूले की हेल्प से निकाले हैं, और इस फॉर्मूले से रिलेटेड और भी क्वेश्चन है आपके एक्सरसाइज में, वी विल सॉल्व दैट. So let us see next, that is magnetic field due to a solenoid. Suppose this is a current carrying solenoid. So how can you find out the direction of magnetic field line, or how can you identify that which pole behaves like north and which one behaves like south? So there is a simple tip, and you are supposed to remember. And what is that tip? See, when we look at any end of coil carrying current, if the current is in anti-clockwise, then the direction at that end, or you may say then the end of that coil behaves like a north pole, and if the direction of current is clockwise direction, then that end of the solenoid behaves like a south pole. So if the direction of current is anti-clockwise, then that pole behaves like north pole, and if the direction of current is clockwise, then that end behaves like a south pole. And then after we can able to make the magnetic field line. Why? Because by the property we know that magnetic field line always originated from north pole and terminated to साउथ पोल. तो अगर हमको नॉर्थ और साउथ पोल सोलेनॉइड के केस में पता चल गया, तो हम जो है मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस बना सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमको पता है कि मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन हमेशा नॉर्थ पोल से आउटसाइड द मैग्नेट, यू में से बार मैग्नेट, सो आउटसाइड द बार मैग्नेट और आउटसाइड द सोलेनॉइड मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन. वाई? बिकॉज यू नो सोलेनॉइड आल्सो बिहेव्स लाइक ए बार मैग्नेट. व्हेन ए करंट कैरिंग सोलेनॉइड बिहेव्स लाइक ए बार मैग्नेट. सो बार मैग्नेट में हम जानते हैं नॉर्थ पोल और साउथ पोल, नॉर्थ पोल से मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन निकलती हैं और साउथ पोल पर टर्मिनेट होती हैं. यहाँ पर भी अगर हम करंट के डायरेक्शन को देख लें, करंट की डायरेक्शन अगर एंटी क्लॉकवाइज है, तो वो सोलेनॉइड का वो पोल जो है नॉर्थ पोल की तरह बिहेव करेगा, और करंट की डायरेक्शन अगर क्लॉकवाइज है, तो सोलेनॉइड का वो एंड किस पोल की तरह बिहेव करेगा? साउथ पोल की तरह बिहेव करेगा. So in this way we can able to make the magnetic field line in case of solenoid. See next formula, orange 4, that is you all are familiar about that. F is equals to Q in bracket V cross B. In its magnitude, F is equals to QEB sin theta. N cap, where N cap is a unit vector and theta is the angle between V and B. Let us see next formula, that is force on a current carrying conductor in a uniform magnetic field. What is the magnitude of force? F is equals to I in bracket L cross B, or in its magnitude F is equals to I L B sin theta. ये भी आप जानते हैं, हमें इसका डेरिवेशन आपको करवाया है और नोट्स भी कंप्लीट दिया है इसका. ओके, नेक्स्ट फार्मूला, फोर्स बिटवीन टू पैरेलल इनफाइनाइटली लॉन्ग करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर. सपोज देयर आर टू पैरेलल लॉन्ग करंट कैरिंग कंडक्टर, then there will be magnetic force acting between them. So how can you find the direction of magnetic force? By using Fleming's left hand rule, we can able to find the direction of magnetic force. So when the direction of electric current in both the conductor is same, then the nature of force will be, you know, what will be the nature of force? The nature of force will be attractive. And what will be its magnitude? F12 is equals to F21 is equals to F is equals to mu naught I1 I2 into L upon 2 pi r. And force per unit length, that is F upon L is equals to mu naught I1 I2 upon 2 pi r. This is in Newton per meter. So next, see next case, what will be the nature of force? As earlier I told you, if the direction of current is same in both the parallel current carrying infinitely long conductor, then the nature of force will be attractive. And if the direction of electric current in two parallel current carrying conductor is different, here in conductor PQ the direction of current is upward, in conductor RS the direction of current is downward. so the nature of force will be repulsive. So force will be repulsive in nature. ये भी आपको बताया गया है, आप जानते हैं इसको. नेक्स्ट सी, दिस इज फ्लेमिंग्स लेफ्ट हैंड रूल, एंड you all are already aware about Fleming's left hand rule. When we stretch our left fingers in such a way that forefinger, middle finger and thumb, they all are mutually perpendicular to each other, then if forefinger represent the direction of magnetic field, middle finger represent the direction of electric current, then thumb will point the direction of magnetic force. So this is how we can use the Fleming's left hand rule to find out the direction of force and direction of magnetic field. Any among three you can able to calculate, you can able to find out only the direction. Next formula, see, torque experienced by a current loop placed in a uniform magnetic field. What will be the torque? Tau is equals to Ni AB cos theta, and if phi is the angle between the normal to the coil and the direction of magnetic field, then phi plus theta is equals to 90 degree, or theta can be written as 90 minus phi. So tau will be equals to I AB cos of 90 minus phi, and you know cos 90 minus theta is equals to sin theta. So finally we will get this formula, that is tau is equals to Ni AB sin of phi, and where n is the number of turns contained by current loop which is placed in uniform magnetic field. See, next, moving coil galvanometer. What will be the formula of current sensitivity of galvanometer? That is alpha upon I is equals to N AB upon K, where K is a twisting constant. And in the same way, what will be the formula for voltage sensitivity of galvanometer? Alpha upon B is equals to N AB upon K into R. So next, conversion of galvanometer. What will be the formula for magnitude of shunt which is connected in parallel to the galvanometer, and its magnitude is to be very small, that is S is equals to Ig upon I minus Ig. You are supposed to memorize this formula, that is S is equals to Ig upon I minus Ig. Next, what will be the formula related to conversion of galvanometer to voltmeter? And it is, that is magnitude of resistance R, you may say high resistance, which is connected in series with the galvanometer. When we convert galvanometer to voltmeter, that is capital R is equals to V upon Ig minus capital G, where G is the, capital G is the you know, resistance of galvanometer, and Ig is the current flowing to it. So this is the formula, that is R is equals to V upon Ig minus Z. So in this way, children, we can sum up all the formulas related to chapter number 4, that is moving charges and magnetism. I hope these will help you a lot for solving the numericals given in exercise of this chapter. So you are supposed to memorize all the formulas and write down all the formulas in your class work and memorize by heart. Okay. Thank you very much, and God bless you.